So the best way to go through the transition is come from true self and authenticity. Come from authenticity rather than trying to be someone you're not. Just be completely yourself. So the other thing with the 4D transition, there's going to be I don't want to get too much into it, but the beings that used to control your planet were very dark, and they come from the lower astral plane, so they come from the lower 4D plane. So what that requires is when you lower your vibrations so much, you actually break away from source. So what I mean we're actually connected to the source, or if you want to call it God, whatever. But when you lower your vibrations, you sever that cord, right? So the beings that used to control your planet required a sentient being that was connected to source, right? But they had to use negative energy. So that's why our world was so there was child molestation going on, there was rape and all that type of shit, because these beings required that negative energy to exist. So when we move from 3D to 4D consciousness, basically 3D is like a bridge to the certain realms, all right? And it's like 3D is not really an energetic consciousness, but when we shift to a higher consciousness, it becomes very energetic. So these lower 4D beings required negative energy to exist. When we shift the 4D in a positive 4D, we're going to require positive energy to exist. So can you imagine that if everyone requires this positive energy to exist, it's going to completely change the world, because everyone's going to require this energy. So everything's going to be way more positive. Everything's going to be selfless. Everything's going to be about helping each other. We're not going to have this, we've got people, you got separation in race, you got separation in colour, and you got separation in religion. All that shit's going to die. It's just going to go. You're going to realise that it's just all bullshit, man. Difference in colour is fucking skin pigmentation. It's nothing. You're going to find that religion is going to die out, and the reason for that is when you're shifting consciousness, you actually you're going to start to feel the presence of the source. So basically, you're going to feel the presence of God. So there's no reason for religion, because you're going to actually feel that presence. So yeah, basically that's the shift. It's all going to be very internal. Your limitations are going to go through the roof, because you're going to have. Can you imagine if you're connected to the source, your confidence is going to go through the roof. Your self-worth is going to go through the roof. So therefore, everything's going to lift. So the limitations which you thought you had in the 3D world is not going to be in the 4D world, in the consciousness anyway. All right, so here's an example. Let's say you got some tiling to do, all right, and then you go, I can't do it, but I'll have to get a tiler to do that. Whereas I'll look at it in a different perspective and go, okay, if someone can do that, I can do it, so I'll do it myself. So everyone's going to start doing this. So that's why your boundaries and your limitations are going to go so much higher, because you're going to have so much more confidence in yourself. And can you imagine if everyone's like this, and then you need all this positive energy to live? So the world's going to change completely. There's going to be there won't be any starvation. This is all going to be corrected, because we can stop starvation right now. It's just that the elite have been controlling so much, and they've wanted famine. They've wanted people to get sick. That's all going to change. So basically, when we flip from 3D consciousness to 4D consciousness, we're actually going to be like, you're going to start living your dream, and everything's going to be awesome. So as bad as it all seems right now, just know that once we get over this unveiling of all this negative shit, everything is going to be so awesome. You're going to be living heaven on earth, basically. You're going to be living your dreams. So remember that. It's all be worth it.